Hi, I'm Zach, and this is Challenger Vedic Astrology and Tarot. Welcome to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about what it means to be a Leo Ascendant. And if you like my videos, be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out me and the channel. And if you'd like to donate to help support the channel or get a personal reading, the links to those will be down in the description box and the comments below. Okay, so Leo Ascendant. So Leo's the original sign of the 5th house, and it now rules your ascendant. So it rules you, your personality, your physical body, your health, your overall path in life. So what your life becomes about is children. Leo's the original 5th house of children. It becomes about romance, education. Also, Leo is the original sign of the 5th house. 5th house is 9th from the 9th house. 9th house of ancestors. So it's the ancestors of your ancestors. So ancestral lineage really comes into play for a Leo ascendant. Ancestors, family, that's all very important for a Leo person. Also politics. 5th house is politics originally. So Leo ascendant people can get into politics. That's pretty common. But it's also creativity. One thing you'll see with Leo ascendant people, though, just like a lion, especially a male lion, they tend to lounge around a lot. See, Leo is tied to, making children. How do you make children? Well, usually in bed. So, Leo ascendants tend to spend a lot of time in bed or like on the couch. They'll spend all day there if you'll let them. But Leo's also the sign of the king. Regal, royal. So also high back chairs. Especially if you're a certain nakshatra within the sign of Leo. But yeah, Leo people want to be the center of attention. They think they're the king. Or queen. Alright. But now, let's talk about your other houses. So, Virgo is your 2nd house. Virgo's original sign is tied to the 6th house of health issues. So one thing we see with the 2nd house is what you eat. Leo ascendant people eat things that aren't good for their health, that cause them to get sick. Also, it's a sign of great intelligence. It's where Mercury is exalted. So you'll see, as a Leo ascendant, you will have family members who are very intelligent. But you'll also have a karmic debt with your family. Your family might have a lot of health issues that you have to help them out with. You're constantly having to serve your family. Also, you could have enemies within your family. Think of any royal line you've ever heard of. But yeah, so that's one thing that you'll see. Also, what a Leo person says, because 2nd house of speech can make enemies. You can make enemies with what you say. So be careful with that. Also, you could take on debt to earn money. That could actually help you earn money with this. You could earn money through serving people. Leo's a sign of royalty. So, Virgo ruling your 2nd house of earnings and money. What does a king usually do? They serve. They serve the people. That's what a king should do, or a queen should do. So that's a way that Leo people can make their money. Now let's talk about your 3rd house. So, 3rd house is Libra. Okay. So, Libra is the original sign of the 7th house. So, this shows that a Leo person always has to try to balance their communication. Always tries to have a balanced relationship with their younger siblings. It's always out of balance, and they're constantly trying to maintain that. But they can also be very diplomatic because Venus is the planet of diplomacy. Libra is the original sign, Venus rules. The main sign, Venus rules. So Leo people can be very diplomatic. Also, Libra is the sign of relationships and marriage. So you'd want to be able to communicate with the person that you marry. That'd be very important for a Leo person. They have to be able to communicate with that person. They have to have hobbies in common with that person. They'll want to travel here and there with their partner. But yeah, so you'll see that. But yeah, definitely a Leo person can be very creative with this. Third house is skills. And Libra being there, Libra's a very creative sign. And like I said, it's a very diplomatic sign. It's a sign of dealing with people. So Leo ascendant people can be very good at dealing with people. Now, your fourth house becomes Scorpio. So, what do we see with this? Well, Scorpio is the original sign of the eighth house. Eighth house is sudden ups and downs, transformation. So you'll have sudden ups and downs with your home and with property. For sure you will see this. Also, so like the first property you get as a Leo ascendant person, you'll see you won't be able to keep that property. There will be something that comes up where you're not able to keep living in that home or living on that land. Also, you could see the same thing with vehicles that you get. You could be suddenly changing your vehicles constantly. Or having to, be on like a short-term lease with a vehicle and then getting, a new lease, that kind of thing. Also with your mother, there can be sudden ups and downs with your mother. There could be psychological issues tied to your mother. Scorpio is the sign of psychological issues. It's now in the fourth house, mother, homeland. Also, for a Leo ascendant person, there's a major transformation in their life when their mother dies. Because Scorpio is death, but it's also transformation. Now, let's talk about your fifth house. So fifth house is children. Sagittarius is there. Sagittarius is the sign of the guru, the teacher, the mentor. So for a Leo ascendant person, your children will be smarter than you. A Leo ascendant person is like the child compared to their children. Their children will be the one more like the parent. It's like your ancestors are here as your children in this life. You gotta listen to them. But this is very good for a Leo ascendant person's education. Leo ascendant person might travel very far for their education. But not just their children, their subordinates and their students can be smarter than them as well. The king, the queen, has to have good subordinates to help guide them properly. So you get very intelligent subordinates. Also for romance, a Leo ascendant person might like to travel, might like to learn something with their partner. You feel lucky when you have children. Luck comes in your life when you have children as a Leo ascendant, because Sagittarius is the original sign of the ninth house of luck and fortune. Same thing with education. You feel lucky. You feel fortunate to receive the education that you did as a Leo ascendant. Now, your sixth house. Sixth house is Capricorn. Capricorn's the sign of career. The original 10th house. So for a Leo ascendant person, their career, once again, will involve service. Or they could be, serving people. They could help people with their health. Because sixth house is also health issues. They could have to take on debt for their career. Through their career, they will make enemies. You will make enemies as a Leo Ascendant person through your career. You will have to have competition for your career. Everybody wants to take down the king. It's okay. You're royalty. You can handle it. But yeah. So you'll definitely see that with this though. Also, your career could cause health issues. Maybe through overwork. So be careful with that as well. You can work with your maternal aunts and uncles. Because 6th house is also maternal aunts and uncles. But yeah. Now, your 7th house becomes Aquarius. So Aquarius is the original sign of the masses. Or large organizations, I mean. But also it's society in general. 7th house is all the people you meet in the world. It's the masses. So, a Leo Ascendant person can have a lot of dealings with a lot of people. Their hopes, wishes, and desires can be fulfilled through other people. Through their spouse. Their hopes, wishes, and desires are fulfilled. But their spouse will be somebody very eccentric. Can never figure out what this person's thinking. Person will look at your relationship and wonder, how in the hell are you two together? Your spouse will be very conservative one minute, very eccentric and liberal the next. But spouse can be very scientific. Can be very futuristic in their thinking. But in business, there can be scandals. Your business partner could cheat you. That's one thing you can see with this. Also, in committed relationships, your first committed relationship where you're living with a sexual partner will not work out. That's karma that you face as a Cancer or Leo Ascendant. Because Saturn rules your 7th house. But like I said, your spouse will help you fulfill your hopes, wishes, and desires. Now, your 8th house is Pisces. So, Pisces is the original sign of the 12th house of loss. And it's now in the 8th house. 8th house of sudden events. So you can have sudden losses as a Leo Ascendant. But also, Pisces is the original sign of spirituality. It's in the 8th house. A Leo Ascendant person could do research tied to spirituality, spiritual research. They can have spiritual occult gifts. They could have secret dealings hidden in foreign lands. Because Pisces is foreign lands. 8th house is secrecy. But a Leo Ascendant person can lose their inheritance. Because 8th house is inheritance, and now the sign of loss is there. Your in-laws can come from foreign lands. You can also see that with this. But one thing you'll see is your spouse may not be good with money. Because Pisces, a sign of loss, is now sitting in the 8th house of joint finances. Also, that could be a loss of joint finances. Possibly because of that. Now, your 9th house becomes Aries. So, 9th house is original house of father. So your father would be very physically fit, depending on planetary placements. It could be more or less the case. But generally, father would be very physically fit, very active, very health-oriented, but also kind of fiery, kind of combative. But you would feel yourself, because Aries is the original sign of the 1st house of self. You would feel yourself when you're with your father, when you're learning, because 9th house is higher education, when you're traveling to far off places, when you're dealing with religion, philosophy, the law. That's how you'd find your sense of self. Father would be a big influence with that. And without a father figure in your life, you might feel a lack of that sense of self. Might feel at a loss. But yeah. Also, this shows that for a Leo ascendant person, they have to be their own guru in this life. They may not have help from a teacher or a master. They're on their own. Now, your 10th house becomes Capricorn. 10th house becomes Taurus. So, Taurus is the original sign of the second house. So, second house is earnings. So, through your career, you can earn a lot of money. You can deal with finances as a Leo ascendant. Your family, because Taurus is the original sign of family, it's now in the 10th house. Family could be involved in the government. 10th house is government. You could work with your family. Family could be involved in your career. Also, Taurus is the original sign of the second house of speech. So you could have to speak a lot on behalf of your career. With the government. But also, you really value government. You really value your career. Because Taurus is a sign of value. Now, your 11th house becomes Gemini. So, what you see with this is you could have more than one elder sibling. But one of your elder siblings would be an outcast. Would not be respected or treated well by the family. Your friends, you would like to communicate a lot with your friends. And with your elder sibling. Or siblings. You could gain a lot through your communication. Also, Gemini is the original sign of the 3rd house of younger siblings. So a younger sibling could be like your elder sibling. It's another thing you can see with this. Your friends would be very talkative, very communicative. Same thing with your elder sibling. Very good at writing. But they could also have tumultuous emotions. Almost being like bipolar. 1 minute very angry, next minute very sad. Also, they could have very strong issues with your all's father. Or, in the case of your friends, with their father. But you can definitely gain a lot through communication, through writing, through media as a Leo ascendant person. Also, a younger sibling can help you fulfill your hopes, wishes, and desires. Because it's the 11th house. It's what it represents. And you could be involved with more than one large organization. Now, your 12th house becomes Cancer. So, Cancer is mother. It's home, land, real estate, vehicles. So, mother could be very spiritual. Because 12th house is spirituality. Mother could go to foreign lands. Could live in a foreign country. Far away from you. You could have land and property in foreign places. But you would also experience comfort and happiness when you travel. Or when you sleep. Remember what I was saying about a bed and a couch earlier? 12th house is a sign of bed pleasure. You find your comfort and your happiness in bed. As a Leo ascendant. There we go. We've come full circle. All right. That's what I have for y'all. And if you like my videos, be sure to like and subscribe. Really helps out me and the channel. And if you'd like to donate to help support the channel or get a personal reading, the links to those will be in the description box and the comments below. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.